Peace, family. So I'm back with another one, you know what I'm saying? So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about no more excuses, you know what I'm saying? It's up to us to change the narrative and to make sure that this shift is moving the way that it's supposed to move towards the highest frequency possible in the healthiest manner possible, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to be extremely difficult for us to get there if we are still continuously making excuses, you know what I'm saying? So before I get too deep into it, I just want to start off with like just a small example of like the importance of you operating in your highest frequency to help us create and to move this shift in the right manner. So I found myself reflecting and thinking about like, and I only got to this space because I went to a store the other day and somebody was like leaving out, but they made sure when they got in the car they turned their music up so that way it can be heard. And it just made me think about when I was 17, 18, you know, teenage years, 20s, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, when I was in that space, and I guess I could say a little bit older too, like right before I really started sending. So like when I was in that space, I would do those same things. But then I find myself lately, when I'm pulling in the stores in different locations and places, or even if I'm at a stoplight and I got my windows down, I'm listening and intaking audios. You know, I'm not on to strictly music. It's usually some kind of podcast or some kind of informational knowledge I'm taking in from somebody from YouTube. I live and love YouTube to death, you know what I'm saying? But I found that like such crazy and divine timing, right? To be at a place to where I'm no longer getting in the car worried about what song I got playing before I take off, or what song I got playing when I'm pulling up to the house because I need to hear this last song, blah, blah, blah. Like, my space don't even allow me to go over to that shit anymore because I ain't even invested into that kind of music anymore. Like, I still produce, so I still love music, but as far as like the mainstream and diving in and going out my way to do the music thing anymore, it's always knowledge and information. It's weird because I'll pull up to a light and then I'll have my windows down, but I got my audio up that I'm listening to because I have to turn my audios up on my volumes and my TVs, computers, whatever I'm listening to. I have to turn it up louder than average because my thoughts, my spirit realm will outpower the 3D audio that I'm intaking. So I usually have to have it up to a certain frequency or else my thoughts will just kind of just boom, I'll not even intake the information because I'm in my own spirit world trying to figure out and dive into the next steps. But I got to this place and wanted to discuss this because it's like, it's extremely important for us to understand that the change starts with us. And yes, we do have our battles and obstacles we're facing, but if every turn that we're taking, we're looking to have fun, how much of a change can we really be expecting to make? We've been entertained our whole life. And I know for some of us it's kind of hard to intake because they're like, oh, I want to have fun, I want to do this and I want to do that, and it's like, it's a lot of shit I would like to do, but it's a lot of shit that needs to be done out here, you know what I'm saying? And regardless, if I get a chance to get my feet down on everything that, you know, I'm here for to do as far as helping this universe and this ascension, then that's where I'm going to be at. But it's hard when you communicate with people and you see them wanting to take the steps to ascend and trying to, but then they're still falling into the trap of moving backwards, you know, still hanging out and mingling, doing irrelevant shit outside of when they're working. That's like one of the trickiest spaces I'm seeing some beings around me and just in general having a hard time in is when they're at work. It seems like they have a better time at focusing their thoughts and managing their energy when they're at work. Because I guess they feel productive because they're getting the bag. But then when you get off of work, it's like having to discipline yourself to do these things. Is so many fucking excuses put into place. So many excuses put into place. So like, I got my daughter from week to week, so it's set up for me to not have to do certain things when I'm with her because I got a whole week that I don't have her. But for other beings who have theirs full time, you have to make that time. You have to make that time. Motherfuckers be making excuses like, oh, I cannot do this because my child won't let me focus at this time, or I can't do it at this because my child won't let me focus at that time. If you don't set it up to where you can focus or figure out a way to strategically learn how to drown some of these distractions out and be able to minimize your mini a little bit, it's going to be more hurtful and harmful to them that you are still lollygagging and taking your time to get your shit together. You already know that you can process and manifest. You know that you are really good at like just moving and doing things as far as like where you're supposed to be moving to. But then you still got that other part of your world that you used to be attached to that you're still holding on to. So then that's always going to slow your ascension process down. What happens is, for one, you don't need 8 hours of sleep. It's way too much sleep. That's way too much. That's damn near, that's over a quarter of your day gone already. So then you're only left with a few hours, which you already know, the 9 to 5 grind, you know what I'm saying? That's going to take all the first half of your energy. Basically your first half and a little bit, quarter bit more over of your first part of your energy. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, you only got a little portion left for yourself and for the ones around you that you do care about. So you really, out of the whole day, you only got like 4 hours total, maybe. You know what I'm saying? To kind of like have freedom to mingle, roam, learn, do all these other things. But when I started creating my space and doing what I'm doing, I was at a build job. Head chef running that shit, bar manager at the end of the nights, like every other weekend, helping out in front of the house, doing all of this shit. Only thing I wasn't doing was the fucking owner of the damn business. But I also took the time to learn while I was at the job. I had my AirPods with me. I would put those in and have my phone in my pocket. I make sure I got my different videos on. When I'm at the grill, I got one earbud in cooking, and then I got the other ear out for the servers and the rest of the staff that's out here that's throwing me the orders and sending these tickets through. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for us to say that we want to do better, but then we're taking our time to do these things. If you already in a space to where you didn't already fucked off your time, that's your fucking fault. You fucked it off. Now you got these little ones or other people that's depending on you and counting on you. You need to get your shit together. We need all the help, all our chosen ones and beings working together in the same space and field. But every time you go to take a step forward, you mingle back to go have fun, and now you 3 more steps back, because after you get out of that space, now know what happens. You still have to listen to music. So it's all an interconnection, and then from there, you basically don't even fucking want to think about anything forward once it's time for the end of the night. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get down. If you got a clock schedule, you know you got to be up for the build job, or it's like you sitting up just processing like either your day or your past, just all the fucking unhealthy thoughts, trying to figure out how to get forward, but you spent so much time lollygagging that you don't even have a actual visualization as far as how to take those steps forward to get yourself out of that space. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I had to learn that the hard way. You know what I'm saying? I realized once I got to a comfortable space, I realized that shit was weird for me, because it was like being in the middle of a storm. When I got comfortable, it was like, yo, this does not feel right. I feel like some shit is about to happen. Some shit didn't always happen, but for the most part, about 60-70% of the time, shit was fucking happening when it got too comfortable. So for me, I got myself in a space to where I'm my most comfortable being uncomfortable, because that keeps me ready, on my toes, thinking forward, moving forward. I'm alert. My senses is all on point. Everything is working in motion. The minute you start relaxing in this spiritual war, the minute their motherfucker gonna put their foot on your neck. So just because you got a couple things flowing right, don't let off the gas. Don't let off the gas, because they're expecting you to let off the gas. That's why I always preach consistency, self-awareness and consistency. It don't matter. There's been plenty of days where I wasn't feeling good. I had toothaches. I was just out of it, bad energy, all kind of fucking energy, but I still made it my business to make sure that consistency was my fucking key. That was my recipe. It didn't matter if I was happy or sad or angry or mad. It didn't matter. That's why it's hard to put feelings first for everything. You have to literally like compare and process the situation. Okay, this feels like a situation that should be processed this way? Because if it don't, then you shouldn't process it that way. But we gotta get to a better space at not making no more excuses. Everything is already gonna be hard. We already know that. We do everything on the hardest level possible. Only thing we get to do easy is breathe. You don't have to think about that. Another thing we get to do easy is when our body actually does feed us our medicine, we know it's gonna wake us back up. You know, it's giving us the right dosage so we can get back up. Because we know we have a purpose. So we know we're not one of those entities that's like, oh shit, I may go to sleep and not wake up. No, it's not how it works over here. So we only got very few things that come easy for us. So you have to expect everything to be on a hard level. Hard. We start everything on hard. I don't know about any of my males and my gamers out there. You already know when you playing the game, you're going to put it on the hardest level first. That's the first way you have to learn it. That's the best way to learn it. When you learning at the hardest level possible, then you're already basically ready for everything that comes. Anything that's going to be, that come at you is going to feel easy because you done already took on the toughest levels possible. You have to create that space, you know what I'm saying? And we got to stop giving ourselves excuses, whether it's, oh, well, I'm only doing this for my kids, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, it's like because of this situation, like even with the food shit that I have to do and go back and forth with the programming over there at the other side, and on this side with my mini, like I make sure that I am honest and upfront about all of that shit, about what the fuck is the fake food, the GMO food, you know what I'm saying, what's real, fuck everything. Even the fruit is fucking GMO, so it's even hard getting fruit to live on, you know what I'm saying? But just being honest and prepared. Like, so what happens is we be in this learning process that we're not really prepared for, you know what I'm saying? You may have had a child or had an accident or a situation happen that you're not really prepared for, and it's like you're trying to learn in the process. But learning in the process means that you have to be able to slow your processor down to be able to analyze what's going on, so that way you're making the best appropriate decisions while it's happening. Don't just go through every situation and then fuck it up and then just be like, oh, well, I had to do it to learn. Yes, you did have to learn. But you can slow your processor down while you're in that time and space. Whether you have to slow the communication down, whether you have to slow your steps down, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is for you while you're in that space, you can slow that shit the fuck down. But we have to be more tapped in. No more pointing the fingers at the kids. No more pointing the fingers at the relatives. You know what I'm saying? We know what we here to do. You know what I'm saying? We have our roles and we have our parts. If they doing something, smack the shit out their ass in the spirit world. Keep it fucking moving. What's gonna happen is, if you don't take these steps, they're gonna still continue to pull you back over into that space, even if you take a couple days or a week away, because you haven't took the proper steps. So they're gonna pull you back in through your thoughts in your spirit realm. You're gonna start thinking shit like, oh, well, damn, did I overdo it, or was I a little aggressive, or was that too much? But this is the space they always fucking put us in, and it, once you realize and you reprocess, you're gonna be like, damn, they always put me in this space to make me thinking and time traveling, make me feel like I overdid something. You know what I'm saying? That's not always the case. I didn't want to run it up too long, you know what I'm saying? Tapping everything down below. We constantly getting busy, you know what I'm saying? Peace to the kings and queens.